It's
Come one, come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come one, come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Give praises to Jehovah, from whom all blessing and knowledge will flow. Blessing and knowledge will flow. The Village Talk Show, dedicating to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life, helping each one of us in realizing our dream at any age, any point, starting from today, day. Success. Come one, come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come one, come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Success is not spoken, it is done. Success is done. Come on now. The Village Talk Show. Talk Show. The Village Talk Show.
What's going?
what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Village Radio Talk Show. I am Roderick Daly, your host. Joining me on the top of your screen is Dr. Joanne Bryan, our co-hostess. Below us is Andre Doman, our executive producer. And soon to join us it's our co-host John Sampson. Just saying, also big up to Sophia Willisey, our producer. So thank you for viewing, watching, sharing, participating on The Village. All right. We're dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us in realizing our dreams at any point, any age, starting from today. So, today we plan to have a great show. Hopefully, all of our audience out there, you join us, you make your comments, send it up on YouTube, send it up on The Village. And I'm looking for some criticism while we at it. I want to know how we can make the show better. So I'm going to bring that up a few more times for everyone to please participate, show us what's going on. Dr. Bryant, how are you?
Doing great. How are you? And happy birthday!
Bless up, Earth Strong. Happy birthday, Roderick.
Yes, thank you. I'm enjoying it. My daughter's over watching, coming to see the foolishness that I do, and Davisha, she's right here enjoying herself, looking at pictures. So she came over to see the show live. I told her she could come on air, but she don't want to come on air. Right?
Me up on here. She have to come on here at some point.
Yeah, and so looking forward. So Dr. Bryant, how you doing? Oh, by the way, I want to thank Dr. Bryant and Stillwater and The Village for what they did last night for Andre and myself. I'm expecting to go out to like a nice little staff dinner, and then we get there and there's Stillwater and The Village enjoying themselves. So thank you, Dr. Bryant. I went to what's the name? I went to Lily's on Utica, and Utica and Foster, right? And so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the ambiance, enjoyed the company. and Andre can speak for himself about that. And as soon as I said that, he left the ear.
I'm here still. No, man,
Right?
thank you, Dr. Brian. It really was surprising. All right, so thank those who came out. So I really appreciate it. So although it did pass my bedtime at some point, but I still enjoyed it. So I still was there enjoying it same way, and just appreciate it. So thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, it was fun. I got to tell you that when I got home, I don't even know what I said to my wife because she was sitting downstairs in the living room. I don't remember anything that I said. I went upstairs, I went to the bathroom, I sat on the toilet, fell asleep for an hour, got up from there and went to bed. No function. I guess it was just too much, right? It was just too much. And I actually slept until I had a doctor's appointment at 9:20, and at 9:25, I'm just getting in the shower. So I enjoy. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Louis Straker, Reverend Straker, did something the last snowstorm, and I just want to publicly acknowledge him on the radio for that. I mean, I'm inside, I'm laying down. It's one of those times where I wasn't too hot, and all of a sudden he sent me this picture off my driveway and my steps being cleaned. So he came over, and that's why we My 11 people are good people, right? If you didn't go to My 11, I feel a little sorry for you for not going to My 11. But we My 11ites,
Lord have mercy.
He came over, and
you started off well with the birthdays.
Yeah. But
we do celebrate you. We
so
do
and thank
year.
you.
And then once you start cracking off on My 11, that's where we have a little.
Yeah. My 11. There you go. My 11 stand up. There you go, Rev. My 11 stand up. Best junior high school that you could go to, right, Davisha? My 11, best junior high school, right? Sure. All right. She went to My 11 too. I try to get a lot of my kids through My 11, but I wasn't successful. I mean, changes happen.
Jennifer, you're right. He needs extra prayers. That is so true. He truly, truly do need extra prayers.
So I'm very excited. So, Andre.
Yeah, man.
Tell us about. Thank you, Zakia. Thank you. Dr. Ali. All right, thank you, Dr. Ali. Oh, thank you. Oh, my sister-in-law is coming to give me some food for my birthday. I'm very excited.
Oh man, calm the hell down, man.
Look, let me see and it's hot.
I wanted to say last week to John, your background looking fire. Getting up, your background looking fire.
I'm scared, baby. I'm scared.
You already know.
Hold on.
From the car to the
actually
room.
The food she brought me has my name on it. Let's see what it is.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not gonna eat on the air, Dr. Brian.
Oh, thank God.
Okay,
Right,
yeah,
but I am gonna share. Hold on. Let me share.
We gotta take time out to eat.
Wow. Look at this. Can y'all see?
No, we can't.
It's some cow foot, banana, pumpkin, yam. No, not banana. Dumpling, yam, and pumpkin, cow foot.
Very nice.
Very nice. Thank you, baby. By the way, she's a January baby too.
Oh my God. Your whole family is a January. What is it?
It's the best month. What do you want me to tell you?
I don't know about that.
Right. Thank you, Kimonio. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes. I see it. So feel like I want to start with exciting news, right?
Okay, tell us.
Not just real exciting news.
Well,
We're gonna have a nice repeat of the presidential election.
Wait, what did you?
that's exciting news. The
That's
repeat of
exciting.
the
You're gonna
president.
have a runoff. It would be if Donald Trump. Davisha, come here for 1 second, please. Davisha, just connect that up there and press the video, please. Right. If Donald Trump wins, right? If Donald Trump wins the primaries, right?
Yeah.
He will be facing me. He will be the second president in the 200-year history of the United States to be president twice, but in between. Thank you, Clive. Right?
Who
Who was
said
the
he
first
don't want
one?
wait. Why
Who was the
you
first
saying
one?
president?
The first one was Grover Cleveland, where he is considered to be the 22nd and the 24th president.
Mhm.
Right? So he like I said, the 22nd and 24th president. This is 1897. So he served, his first term was 1885 to 1889, and then he lost, and then he came back and he won again in 1892 and taken
Right.
office in 1893. So we're in for a second historical component. Thank you, Dion. Thank you, everyone. Clive, Dion, Jennifer. I have to go now. Cannot. No, but we're not talking about MAGA. I'm just talking about the historical component of it, Jennifer. You're in politics. You gotta love the historical component, right?
Well, I can't disagree with her either, because our title today is gratitude, right? So,
there's
being
nothing
thankful,
Mhm.
for
All right, no problem. I just feel like as a scholar looking back at it, it's kind of cool. So anyway, let's talk about some things. We have a guest today, Rutherford Burke. Will be coming on to talk about some issues that we were supposed to have a second guest. I'm gonna try to get him on next week as well. And so we're looking forward to that conversation on what's going on in New York City, what's going on in politics. So now, New York City politics. Scott Stringer, John, wants to run, right?
Wait, sorry. Hold on a second, Roger. Earlier you were saying something about I should tell you about something. What?
Oh, I was gonna ask you, tell me about your book.
Oh, Time Transcendence.
Yes, tell us about it. Do you have a copy to show the audience?
Huh?
You have a copy of the book to show the
All right,
audience?
hold on.
So while he's looking for his book, John, Scott
Oh,
Stringer.
look.
Scott
Man,
Stringer
chew me
would
out,
like
right?
to.
That's
Would
what's
like
up.
to okay, Guy, tell us about the book. How's it going? How
Let
can
me see.
somebody get it?
Oh shoot.
Can't see it.
You got to
Okay,
change your
perfect.
is the
Now
background.
we
That's
can
why.
see it.
All right.
We can see it.
So this is a book called Time Transcendence. It's a book of poetry. And it's really about being reflective as individuals read it. They kind of get into the perspective
Like
of
roses are red, violets are blue.
No, John, not that kind of poetry.
If I
Right.
was Roderick,
Will Molly.
So,
Yeah.
I wrote it in the sense of a developmental mindset. So as people read it, there should be a sense of reflection that they have after each poem read.
so you know what? Read us a
Read
poem.
one. I
Yes.
could read
I
one.
agree with John. Pull up a poem from the book. A short one though, not the long one. Hey, Terrence, how you doing?
And look, Roderick.
Yeah. Oh, mommy. Hi, mom. How are you? Thank you for the birthday wish. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Bryant's mom and dad and uncle, if you ever need prayer warriors, man, just invite them over. They'll pray the house down and pray you solid. It's like you feel like you're touched by God. When they do that. Go ahead, Andre.
All right, so this is one of the ones at the later one, but this is called Drink Tea. We are from the Caribbean. You know what drink tea means.
What does it mean? Explain for our part.
Old people quick to bring
our-
them head, them sense. Lick your head or anything else, and the remedy, boil ginger in their cup, them say. Drink some tea for sure. Sugar and water with lime for go dress the sore. Respect your elders, them, cause them are true sages. But the young youth, them, get stuck in enough TV daisies. And granny and grandpa nowadays shoot up too fast in a haste. But remember say, like a test, the system did a play chess. If we want to get better, drink tea beyond the cup. Make it be the liquor so we brain can ascend for the better. Checkmate. Right. So that really was looking at the value of tea drinking, right? Sit back, chillax, morning. Wait, I can't hear.
Empress Ija should love that because
Roger.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Wait,
we
is
can
it
hear
me?
you.
Yeah. Empress Isaac should love that guy. Every time I talk to her, I'm telling her there's something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
She go, drink some tea. Drink some tea.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
man.
Me
I remember.
hungry. Me hungry. Drink some
Mm.
tea. Hi, Mel. Thank you for the birthday wish. See, her
Oh, there
big
you go.
deal. Yeah, drink tea now, Ija. So
So yes.
you know, I have to tell you guys, Andre is extremely talented.
Very talented.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's dabbling in a lot of things along with education, focusing on his book. And we have to honor, especially young black men, right? We have honoring young black men who are showing that we can achieve. And Andre, ginger tea. Just drink it up and keep it going. You know, you're doing. You know, and Andre doesn't like to talk about himself. He's very uncomfortable. But we have to be proud of him, and we have to support him. Right? We have to support him. Speaking of support, May 23rd is the date that I put out there. A flyer is going to come out to you soon about the business boycott, the greed boycott. Right? What are we going to do to look at greed, American greed? Every time you turn around in America, especially here in New York, there is a tremendous amount of greed that is happening. Congestion pricing, $15. Speed cameras, $50. You know, you turn around, the toll bridges that weren't supposed to be here for an eternity, right? And charge so much. Every time we turn around, it is going up astronomically, right? Astronomically. John's favorite word is regressive taxes. Our middle class people in New York City they're dying out, and it's going to become worse.
Right.
Right. And so we need to look at those kind of things that are happening. So the book is also available on Amazon. Time, Transcendence, a Collective Awakening by Andre Doman.
And he was featured on several magazines.
Yeah, and he was also featured in a couple magazines. Yeah, that's true. Right, he was on a magazine. Was it the cover or the inside?
Magazine cover inside.
Yeah. All right. So you know he's doing good things. So make sure that you connect with him on IG and TikTok and all the rest of things. Andre, I think like you should at TikTok, you should like read a couple of your poems every so often and send it out. John.
Yeah.
Dr. Sampson. I am excited to have seen you last night. I was pleasantly surprised when you walked in. So I so appreciate you celebrating my birthday with me. You're just a man. You're just a man. And so I just want to tell you, I thank you and I appreciate that. All right.
You're welcome.
So this year is a big election year. This is the presidential year. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in New York City, you do have a Republican primary. And what we have always explained is that you have to be a Republican to vote in that primary. Okay? Right? That's why we try to tell. So if you are a Democrat, and let's say you like Nikki Haley, you can't vote for Nikki Haley until November. And let's say you don't want Trump to be in office, right? You have to become a Republican to vote for Nikki Haley. Okay. If we also in New York, check your state, there are local primaries that are happening. And as we try to educate you along the village, know that as local as it gets, you have to vote in the primaries. Period. If you don't vote in the primaries, especially if you live in a Democratic community or a Republican community, whichever one is the strong candidate, right, you will have no say in terms of government. So you got to, we have June for New York. I don't know all the states off the top of my head. Right. This week we had New Hampshire primaries for the Republican. Biden has no competitor. So that's why there's no Democratic primary right now. You don't hear anything about it.
No. You can't say that. He does have a competitor. He did have a competitor in the New Hampshire primaries.
But
However,
he won New Hampshire primary without even being on the ballot.
with a write-in, it was a write-in. However,
Who's his competitor?
A congressman. I forgot. Got his name.
I know Robert Kennedy Jr. is running, but he's running as an independent.
Mm-hmm. And they're thinking that he might want to be running mate with Trump later on.
That's impossible. That's an impossibility.
Their philosophies are not the same.
Exactly. Totally different.
One is, I think Robert Kennedy Jr. is more like a libertarian when I think about it.
A Rand Paul type.
Yeah, Ron Paul type person.
So Doc, why do you where is that coming from? Who's this saying that he may run? Trump may choose him as a vice president?
When I read it earlier and I was listening, it would be exciting. That was the case.
John, pull your top of your screen down a little bit on your camera.
My screen.
John, not Joe. John. Yeah, there you go. Right there. Go ahead.
So they were stating that it would be a very exciting, and the competition would be arm to arm in regards to Kamala and him. So I don't know about that. But that was a mention. So I just brought it up as a way.
Okay. I like John, this is the first time I'm hearing it. That the possibility. I heard about Vivek.
Vivek can't either. He won't. No.
Yeah, but Vivek is.
Yeah, hold on.
Vivek
did
is.
You see that? Did you see that Tim Scott stepping?
Oh,
what
please.
is it? What is that called? A step and fetch?
I don't know, but I saw that he's engaged.
Yeah.
He just got engaged. To I forgot the name of the young lady. You know, John.
He was online yesterday. He wouldn't answer the questions at all.
Step and fetch.
Yeah. What am I doing here? January 2024. It's thank you, Ruby. Definitely I'll see you tomorrow night, Ruby. We could hang out, celebrate. You're allowed to buy me a soda without the soda. I'm looking forward to by the way, I want to I know we're talking about some others. Big up to Ruby Walcott and the New York Domino women's team. They're doing some damage nationwide. They just went down to Florida, won a beautiful match. They have a competition now with New Jersey. They always need our support. Because sometimes a lot of us guys think that, women are not strong domino players. I tell people all the time, a player is a player. Yeah, Corey, but that's fine. If you are able to get on at 8, just shoot me a text and we can send you the link. All right. Inspector Pegues was retired. Inspector Pegues was supposed to be one of our guests tonight, but as you can see, as he explained, there's a little bit of an issue with conflicting, and he's been really, really busy at that.
Corey, give me a break. You ain't that busy, brother.
We all are busy. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that you can catch us all on YouTube, on Facebook, on 92.1 FM, and our subscriber list is growing, but we need more subscribers. We need for you to click on the subscribe button on YouTube, follow us, share, right? We're trying to do something, and like I always preach, we need to support. So you don't have to watch the whole show, right? But sending it on, forwarding on, making comments, we love that, right? Hey, Jalen, how you doing? So John.
Rudy.
Question for you.
I'll try
What
to
do you
answer.
think about the concept that Scott Stringer might run in the primaries for mayor for next year?
Bring it on.
Why?
I think I think Scott Stringer. I'm gonna be very frank, and
Be frank, but don't be blunt.
my biggest gripe with Scott Stringer is his lack of loyalty. Because I remember, I'll never forget.
Scott Stringer is not a Democratic problem, man.
No, yeah, it's true. But Scott Stringer was singing the praises of Shelley Silver and how Shelley Silver, helped him, politics, and, really like a mentor to him. And when Shelley got in trouble, Scott jumped on the bandwagon and said Shelley should resign.
But it's not. But
Yeah,
John,
that's
why
a
do you
lot
say
of-
that?
No, let me
Isn't
finish.
that typical of Democrats,
Let me
though?
finish.
Yes.
Let me finish. To me, that shows the character of an individual, meaning that he has no convictions. It's all about what is preference, what is preferential at the time. It was
Well, the going
preferential
moment,
at
the
the
going
time
rate, the going
to-
rate, the going
to-
rate. Yeah.
to cut and run. But how can you cut and run from a man who just moments earlier you said was possible for your ascension into politics?
And not only that, but he
that's
supported him,
my
right?
gripe.
He supported him.
And
Yeah.
supported him. That's my gripe
Yeah.
with Scott Stringer, meaning that
But John,
he's another.
John, listen,
He's
hey,
let me finish, brother.
yeah.
To me, he's like Nikki Haley. They put their finger in the air and see where the wind is blowing, and that's what they're going to do. They have no backbone, no conviction. So that's my issue with Scott Stringer.
But I don't agree with Nikki Haley, but I do agree. I think Nikki Haley, it's twofold your conversation, right? One is the continuous things with the Democrats.
Mm-hmm. That's
Right.
so true.
Democrats on a regular basis, we bring it up on the show at this point. They have no loyalty,
Zero.
right? They're not even loyal. They're not even loyal to themselves,
Mhm.
right? Nikki Haley's a different story. Nikki Haley is like Donald Trump is not good for America. And because he's not good for America, I am going to run for office because I have insider information as to why he is not good for America. Now, 37% of all Republicans will vote for Donald Trump no matter what. So he walks into a race, automatically 37%. They're not
Automatically.
listening, right? They're not listening to the Nikki Haley. So you got to think about this for a second. You're the president of the former president of the United States.
Mhm.
Your ambassadors running against you.
Mhm.
Your inside people are running against you.
Mhm.
All of them.
It should make America see that there is something
wrong.
wrong with the person,
Mm-hmm.
right? On the other hand, Democrats are like, oh, you got to go. Whether you're guilty before proven innocent, you got to go.
There's
They
no
don't
due
give you an
process. Democrats don't believe in. They talk about due process, but they don't believe in due
They
process.
don't believe in it, right?
No.
They don't, right? And there's a difference, right? So we have to
But
see that.
you know what? There's-
Terrence, who's Larry Payton? I see you typed in Larry Payton. Who is that? I don't know if that's need to be a call on the outside or on the inside. Yes, it is.
That's so
It is.
true.
Eddie's right.
No,
Donald
it's
Trump is
true.
a cult. It's like a cult following. I don't care what he does.
That's what they said. Even if he is convicted or whatever, and I couldn't believe people were
Yes.
saying that. They don't care if he goes to jail. They don't care if he's convicted. They just want him. And I'm
Because
like,
Donald Trump, honestly, you have seen the transformation. The Democratic Party used to be the party of the working class, the
Mhm.
working poor, the tradespeople. That used to be that used to be the base. However, it has changed, and now the Republicans have co-opted that constituency under Donald Trump because it amazes me how can a billionaire who never grew up, who never suffered the way you
A
suffered
day in his life.
life can relate to you. How is that possible?
that's
But
what
it
Tim
just
Scott was saying.
but it just shows you how Donald Tr- you know former President Trump is saying everything that this constituency wants to say, but they know they can't say it and get away with it.
Somebody showed an old clip. They sent me an old clip of this white supremacist, um, who spoke about the fact that Donald Trump is underlinely saying that I want to do, um okay, all right, that you want to go along to watch the show. All right, just connect with me, Terrence or Andre, and we could follow up. um it amazes me, like he was saying, as a white supremacist, the white population in America is
Ugh,
going to become a minority. So Donald Trump is trying to ensure that this doesn't happen.
It's
yeah,
about native.
And
It's about nativism, and if you think about that movie, the Gangs of New York,
mhm,
about the natives, and you had the people coming over here from other countries. You're taking up, the immigrants. You're taking up our space. You're taking up our opportunity, and that's what Trump is appealing to.
hmm,
And he is just, again, what disappoints me, if Trump wasn't so vindictive, if he wasn't such a narcissist, I can get along with some of his policies that he's implemented because we all have to, and it's the truth, we have to call balls and strikes here. What's going on at the border is a disaster.
but
Under,
he's
under,
interfering too.
but hold on, no, Doc, before that, it's a disaster because they never ever dealt with. You had Kamala Harris, who was supposed to be responsible for dealing with that issue. They never dealt with that issue hands on. When Trump was president, it was somewhat under control. We have to call it the way we see it. Now, you're correct, Doctor. He's telling, all of a sudden he's trying to work with Joe Biden is working with Mitch McConnell about bipartisan. All of a sudden, Mitch McConnell says, hold on now. It's become an issue. President Trump, once again, you got Mitch McConnell and them kissing President Trump's ass. And it's not about the people. It's about them regaining power, putting themselves in the positions to the winner goes all the spoils. They want all the spoils.
I 100% think that Biden needs to do something about immigration.
He does.
I've been saying
It's a
this.
disaster. What's going on? It
He
was.
doesn't.
It was
He needs to make,
ingenious
John.
what Abbott did. Ingenious what Abbott did.
He needs to make an executive order, right, that does different things. Oh, yeah, right, that does different things to grant a pathway to citizenship for people here in the United States and close off the border to make it less easier, right, than what it is now. Right now, it's a free for
Because he
all.
can just say, you know what? I'm going to shut down the border. Everybody who's here, we're going to deal with that situation. It'll take
Exactly.
a couple of years before we get up to par, but the border is shut down, locked, closed, sealed for the next 5 years. That's it. It's
Yep.
closed.
Yep. We could spend a whole show on this because and what the media does, right, is it amplifies. I wouldn't even say highlight, but it amplifies what any immigrant or migrant does in the United States. It's like when we talk about um, the police officers that kill blacks, it is amplified, right? But the amount of blacks that kill each other is not amplified because it doesn't sell paper. So he's in a position where people are formulating these opinions about immigrants, which is less than 0.00001%
Mm-hmm.
of immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
But they make it seem like it's 99% of immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of undocumented people who just want to work,
Mhm.
take care of the kids, and make a better life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Right.
But however, if they're too much of a burden on society, and we begin to feel it, is another issue. So
Right.
it's twofold. And so I think it can be taken care of. And one of that, he can just outright close the border. Right? You make it the law so stringent, so difficult that you really have to prove that you have real reasons to come here as a migrant. One lawyer and his son this week was arrested
Yes.
on Monday for a lot of people claim domestic abuse, right? So domestic abuse gives you fast track,
Right.
Legal in the United States.
Right.
People will not have to think of these conniving ways to become a citizen
Mm-hmm.
if you created a pathway that was easier. I mean, the lawyer charges per person, he was charging $6,000 a hit. $6,000, he and his son, to say that it's domestic violence and that's your pathway to citizenship. So he has to fix it. And I think it only can come on an executive order because he's not going to get a bipartisan support on it. So,
No, especially now. Especially now.
bring
Not
up
at all.
Sharon's comment. John, I'm listening.
Especially now. No, it's not.
This is so true. My question is, how do we support those who are here and productive contributors to society versus those who are coming and doing crime or just living off the government? And that's what we're talking about, Sharon, right? The overwhelming majority of undocumented are doing the right thing. But I do agree that the other citizens who are not doing the right things, they need to be deported.
Agreed. 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 I agree. But you know what it is? The problem is that both the Democrats and the Republicans do not want to fix the whole immigration system. You need to fix the whole system because it's the system that is causing the backlog. They don't want to do it. And this is what needs to be done. This is definitely what needs to be done.
That's true. And people who file correctly, they wait for years, they wait for months, they wait, and it's processed. It takes 2 years, it takes 3 years. And here it is. Why people are upset is here you might come in as a migrant or whatever, you're processed quickly. Every paperwork is processed quickly. So it shows the disparity between
No, I don't know, Doc, about if their paperwork is processed so quickly. I don't. It's they have to wait a certain period of time.
to get it done. But compared to people who filed so many years prior,
Right.
and it's not even looked at. So there's a difference.
And that's why people feel such animosity towards the migrants because they feel they're getting a leg up when I should be the one getting the leg up.
Well, I was listening to earlier this week. Last week there was a couple of building fires. The people in the Bronx who their entire building went kaput. They couldn't go back because of the structure problem.
Right.
They were housed for several days. Blue Cross and Blue Shield, whatever. Red Cross. I'm sorry, Red Cross
Mhm.
kept them in hotel for 24 to 48 hours, and then after that, they told them they can't afford it no more. They have to go to a shelter.
Right.
But there was no shelter available for them because it's all full. That's the problem. And they mentioned that, hey, people who actually have emergencies, who are living in buildings, they have nowhere to go no more. Red Cross only support but for a certain amount of days. And what do you do when you're overpacked? What do you do? You know, the students can't go back to school. They have no place to live, and they've been there for years, 18 to 20 years. So it is a major crisis in New York. It is a major problem. If people didn't think of it, there has been several building fires. And unfortunately, when things like that happen, where do people go? Either family, friends, or shelter system. But when your shelter system is overpacked, what do you do then?
You know, and the other thing too, the inconsistencies, right? The inconsistencies of what is happening, right? Like people moving around, it creates a problem for the schools. It creates a problem
Absolutely.
for
True.
for for the community, right?
Mhm.
You know, the community can gain and lose money,
True.
right? You
And
know,
you don't know who you're getting.
exactly. You know, so to me, you have a lot of those issues that we have to work through.
Hmm.
That, to be honest with you, that you shouldn't have to,
True.
right? So the you know, so it let them work, right? You know, my grandmother, right, John? My grandmother used to we on Avenue B, our house on Avenue B was um was used. Davisha, come here, please. Can you put back on the video and just put it up for me? She had a rule, right? She had a rule that said that um I'll give you a room. You have 3 months to get a job, get yourself up. You don't have to give me any money, right? You don't have to give any money. Get a job and support yourself. Why can't we do that as a country? You show you automatically get some documented temporary document. You get a job within 6 months.
Right.
Show that you're capable of helping yourself, and then we'll
But
help
Roger,
you
who
with
are we
something.
doing that? We doing that for the migrants, or we doing it for those who are already here
Both,
already?
both. But
But see,
I
well,
do
no,
think
no.
that you need
My
to
whole
shut down the
question
mug.
is, Roger. You know, the migrants came here illegally, so why should they get a leg up on other people who have been here legally, trying to, trying to chart their way through this?
But it's a do-over, John. Right? It's a do-over.
Well, it was the do-over for what? Is it fair? Is that do-over fair?
Well, I don't think it's fair that I don't think it is fair that the migrants have gotten that leg up,
Right.
right? But right now, it's out of hand,
Yeah. Put a
and
pause. Put a
America
pause.
is not it's
I
not
agree
doing
with
its
you.
fair share.
Put a pause on it right now. Put a pause on it. They
I,
should
I
put a
no, I
pause.
don't want to put a pause in it. I want to stop it.
That's what I mean. Stop it right now. Let's stop it right
Right?
now.
You stop it.
Let's deal with the system.
Let's deal with the system. Let's deal with who's here, right? And spend the money to do it. Um, I want to, so many happy birthday. Thank you, Katrina. Appreciate that. Carlene, long time, Carlene. Haven't seen you in a while. How's everything going? And thank you for the birthday wish. I so appreciate, you're one of very few people who actually spelled that Rudy right. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Couple of things I want to shout out. Pauline. Pauline is in the hospital at she's at Mount Sinai. one of my former parents. I love the fact that we had very good relationship, John. That I reached out to, her daughter, was able to see her and go in and say, I don't do hospital visits because I'm afraid, because my immune system is very low.
Mhm.
But I just took the opportunity to go to the hospital and visit her. So I just want to make sure that I give her a big shout out, and tell her that my prayers are continuously with her, and also, to make sure that everybody else know that don't stop praying for me, right? John, police
I
sergeant.
came off.
Huh? Oh wow, he called his name. A police officer was
Indicted.
charged with manslaughter.
He should have been,
Why?
because you know
Oh,
what?
wait. Before you do that, let me just give the background, and then you could tell us why. So, a New York NYPD sergeant was indicted on Tuesday on charge that he threw a cooler at a man driving a scooter who subsequently crashed and died last August. Right. So, Durant was conducting an undercover drug purchase operation. And so a man was driving a scooter recklessly on the sidewalk, and then Detective Sergeant Durant, threw the cooler at him because he was doing a reckless thing. The man obviously succumbed to his injury, and he was charged with second-degree manslaughter, which can carry 25 years. Durant, 37, was suspended without pay shortly after the incident and later placed on modified duty. He has been under investigation by the state attorney general for months and expected back in court on April 18th. Why?
First of all, when you're trying to stop somebody on a motorcycle, you won't take a heavy 40-pound cooler and throw it towards their head. With no helmet. He had no helmet on. So, yes, he's running on the sidewalk, but there's a safer
He's not
way.
running. He's riding a
Yes,
motorized
yes,
scooter on the
yes.
sidewalk.
Running, riding, all the same. But he's riding on the sidewalk with no helmet already.
Mhm.
And here it is, thinking that shooting him or throwing something at him is the best way to stop him. No, there's a different way, especially
What's the
throwing it
different
at
way?
his
What's the different
head.
way?
That was intentional. I'm sorry.
What was the different way? I'm just asking. John, we're talking about the police sergeant who threw the cooler at the guy.
So,
He was driving his scooter, his motorbike, at about 40 miles per hour on a crowded sidewalk, putting bystanders and police officers in danger.
You know what? Okay, let's call it as we see
but
it.
they were undercover,
First thing-
yeah,
Hold on,
for
wait.
drug
Let's
charges.
do it.
One of you at a
Let's-
time. One of you.
Let's. Okay, Doc. I'm sorry, Doc. Finish up.
Doc,
Doc,
go ahead.
finish.
No, I'm good. I think I had a little delay. I
Oh, no.
overall,
I didn't hear your last
it was
statement.
reckless.
Okay, John.
Okay, let's call it as we see it. Doc, you're correct. He was reckless in the way he was reckless in the technique that he used to stop this individual from riding. He was reckless. I would agree with that. But it is this is gotten out of control with these bikes on these scooters running around. They're snatching people's phones,
Yep.
snatching chains, committing robberies.
That's
They
all
have-
these
they
different
have-
things. Murders. Don't
they
forget
have-
to commit murders
yes,
too.
yes, true. They have created such an atmosphere of chaos. But at the same time, you have to understand that I'm a professional, and I still have to use my training in order to avoid situations such as that. But sometimes, situations exist that it got to stop. You as a police officer, you see so much going on, and sometimes, it's for that one moment. Maybe you know what, I didn't use. I lost it for a second, but you can't lose it for a second, especially when you're a trained person like that. But to me, it was I had to stop this individual from riding before he hurt someone else.
You
So
know,
yeah, but was he reckless? Yes, he was. But I don't think there was no intent. First of all, there was no intent for him to kill. We know that. But his recklessness, does his recklessness warrant him to go through and be prosecuted, to be arrested, to be prosecuted, and possibly seek uh, a jail sentence? I don't think so. I don't think so.
so I one of the things I
Maybe
can't help.
a suspension from the job for a couple of months, but
Yep. You know,
otherwise, than that,
so here's my first thought on the matter, John. I think that right now, whatever a police officer does
right?
is under heavy scrutiny,
All the time, definitely,
right?
right,
So,
definitely.
regardless of whether or not this officer was reacting to a situation where he saw imminent danger to the community,
Hmm.
he's under heavy scrutiny for whatever he does, and he's always wrong because the media is looking for, and people are looking for ways to blame the officers,
Oh
right?
yes, yeah, they are.
So
I agree with you, 100%
I
right.
think that the media portrayal also played a factor in the fact that he was placed in this position. Ingrid, let me just pause myself. Thank you, Ingrid. Long time no see. How are the kids? Right. So these factors also play a role, right, in determining how you're going to treat the police. Was it a wise decision? I don't know if it was a wise decision, right? I don't know if he should be charged with manslaughter, right? But I also think that New York City needs to make laws about these scooters.
Yes, yes.
They need to make real laws. Hold on, right?
About scooters, motorcycles, people running on that, all of that, bicycle
Yeah,
running on the sidewalk. So all of that.
yes. And it's a problem, right? So in one breath, you have these people. One of the scooter guys hit my car. He hit my car. He's driving up the wrong way on the street.
Hmm.
And I'm going the right way. He runs into the back of my car. I get nothing.
Of course not.
And my insurance is going to go up because I have to file a claim because it is serious damage to my car.
And guess
No
what they're gonna
responsibility. It's like one of those things like there is no responsibility for these individuals, no accountability. So the question becomes, should he have thrown a cool at him? I don't
No,
know,
No, that was
cool.
right?
reckless,
Because
Roger.
it doesn't make
You gotta
sense.
call it. You gotta
In
call
my
it the way you
mind,
see
it
it, my
doesn't
man.
make
No.
sense.
And especially towards his head with no helmet.
I
No.
don't think again, we as a normal people, we always say that foolishness, right? Aim for the leg when you're shooting. Aim for this. When you're throwing something,
Roger,
you're throwing it. Yes. Thank you, Maureen. I'm listening. But I think the fact that he threw the cooler, right? John, I kind of agree with you. A year suspension, right? Or
he's dead. The guy's dead.
no, I'm talking about the sergeant. I know
Yeah,
the guy's
but
dead.
the guy
It's charged with
died.
manslaughter.
So
But
year suspension is
I
like a
think,
smack in the face.
Dr. Brian, I hate to say this to you, but I think like you need to, because somebody dies, as bad as it is, we can't keep saying that, oh, it's egregious and this shouldn't have happened. You also have to look at foolishness too, right? You also have to look at foolishness. He was riding over 40 miles an hour on the sidewalk, which means that you can't control if somebody walks out, right? Thank you, Mas Charlie, right? You can't control if somebody opens up the door, a kid walks out, on the sidewalk. They get hit, right? It's not.
So imagine if that cooler had hit a child too.
But you can't just keep saying that though, because the reality situation
Yeah,
is.
but you know, you know what, Roger, hold on. But you know what? Two wrongs don't make a right.
Right.
I see Doc's point of view, and you know, my thing is this: the same energy that we have when a police officer or when a white cop shoots a black child or person of color, we should have the same energy when there's black on black crime.
I have the same energy all the
You know
time.
what I'm just saying? We need to, and I see your point. We need to have that same energy. It needs to be consistent. You know what that police officer did. You know the techniques or the skill, the training that he used. That's not what he's supposed to do.
That's
You know,
what
if there is imminent danger going on, and he used to throw the cooler at the young man to stop him, because you don't know what he saw ahead of him. Maybe he saw a person he riding reckless down the street. Somebody can jump. You know, somebody
Right.
might have just sprung out of the second and got hit. Maybe he did that to prevent that. We don't know. My whole point was you don't know all the facts, but basically, from what it seems at this point in time, he was reckless in the skill that he used. He was.
and I agree with that. And I think that he should have some consequence for. He should have some consequence for that behavior, right? So I don't think that he should go unpunished, but I don't think it's blanket like, oh, you know, he should get 25 years to life.
But I don't think they're going to support him all the way too. To
Oh,
be
you know what?
honest,
You know what? Let me tell you something. Remember the killing in, I think it was Pink Houses with the police officer. The guy came out of the shadows of the stairwell.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah. I
police
remember
officer
that.
shot him.
Yeah, I remember.
Ken Thompson prosecuted him. He was found guilty, but he recommended that the police officer serve no jail time.
Yeah.
do you think it's going to be the same thing now?
This is something similar to that situation. Something similar to that situation, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But that was more so of an accident, maybe not enough. But this guy, it depends. You know, you have enough training. No, you shouldn't be throwing no cool at somebody unless there's
That
imminent
was the
danger.
first
Something
thing.
going on.
Yep.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what they.
I
that was
agree
the
with
first
that. I
thing
just
they
want to
mentioned.
update our audience 1 second. Our guest is running late. He is stuck out there. As soon as something changes, we will update you. Andre, go ahead, take it away. Andre?
Footprints Cafes now offers Caribbean flatbreads, available in 11 mouthwatering flavors, including favorites like jerk chicken, curry chicken, honey garlic chicken or shrimp, ackee and saltfish, garlic cheese, and more. Our flatbreads are satisfying and can be enjoyed by the entire family. So make it a flatbread night at Footprints and enjoy the fusion of flavors. These flatbreads are so good, you might just have to fight for that last piece. Good thing there's plenty more where that came from. Get yours today from any of our Footprints locations. Want to enjoy your flatbread at home? Then order on Uber Eats and get it delivered right to your door. We'll see you there.
Want to get your personal income tax, business corporate tax, self-employment tax, quarterly tax, payroll tax, or sales tax filing done professionally?
Yeah.
Call U.S. Spirit LLC 718-676-0519 and take the worry out of your personal and business life. Tax compliance issues should be left to the pros. So when you want your business to grow, call the pros, because a successful business matters. US Bear LLC also handles accounting, bookkeeping, business startups, consultation, real estate, and many more services. Call US Bear LLC 718-676-0519 and ask for Howard DaCosta, CEO, to book a 1-hour evaluation at no cost to you. Take remote control of all your needs, and US Bear LLC will follow your lead. Want to work but don't have a social security number?
Yes!
Find out about getting a tax ID to pay your taxes. Call US Bear LLC or log on to www.usbear.com. Team up for success.
Call Howard Housing Solution today for all your real estate needs. Sellers, we can get top dollar for your home, and our vast network of professionals can facilitate your move and help you purchase your dream home in another state. Buyers, we have a pulse on the market and can get you in a home quickly. Property owners, we can manage your property efficiently and allow you peace of mind. So why wait? Call Howard Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560 for your sale, purchase, or property management needs. Conveniently located in East New York, Brooklyn. You can come to us at 577 New Lots Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, or we can visit in the comfort of your home. Call Howard's Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560. Howard Housing Solutions, real estate simplified.
Ladies and gentlemen, our program is brought to you in part by the Grace Family Adult Social Daycare, where you can bring your adults out for them to enjoy themselves, enjoy their day, do different activities, meet people, not to be alone. Mental health is very, very important, and we look forward to spending time with your adults and making sure that they're having a wonderful day, meet new friends, and spend it and eat some good food. If you have any questions, please call 646-504-5778. That's 646-504-5778, or you can call 347-962-7168. Again, that's 347-962-7168. Or just shoot them an email at gracefamilyadult@gmail.com. www.gracefamilyadultasdcare.com. Food brought to you in part by Golden Cross, New York. So as we're talking about Dr. Bryant, I just my train just went like woof. But as we're talking about the sergeant and the manslaughter, I think sometimes we block out because we're now socialized because of the George Floyd, because of the not Trayvon Martin, because Trayvon Martin was stand your ground, but Ferguson and a few others, the person from Brooklyn, the lady from Brooklyn Center, New York, Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, we're traumatized. And so sometimes we go far, right? We go far with the issue without even knowing that these issues might not warrant as far as we're going. Right? Makes sense? Like, so we have to sometimes pull ourselves back and ask ourselves, what I want, honestly, is for us to be up in arms at the crimes in our Black and brown communities.
I agree. Listen,
that's what I want.
If another individual did the same thing, it didn't have to be a police officer. If someone actually took something and threw it at somebody's head, I would be up in arm about that, because but it's the
America
same
is not right. America is not. That's the problem. And I know that we've been talking about the subject a lot over the last few weeks, but we on the show, we read the numbers, we see the stats, and we see the reaction, and we're not reacting to the violence within our community, right? And so we need to do that.
Like, just take, for example, there were 3 homicides last night, I think there was.
Yeah.
One in Crown Heights, one in Brownsville, one in Clinton Hill.
Yeah, I mean, look at the incident
And all
in
males, right?
Oh man.
in East New
No,
York.
there was a man and woman shot too,
Yeah, in East
killed.
New York, there was another incident that happened at the end of last week, right? Or was it the beginning of this week? We're not talking about that. We're not up in arms about that. Which reminds me, May 23rd is the date that we at the village are designating for a blackout date, a boycott date. We're boycotting the grocery stores
Why?
um,
Not
because,
the grocery stores.
right?
Subway.
Said it again.
Why are we boycotting the grocery store?
Well, supermarkets I'm talking about, the large
Why?
component.
Why?
Because at the end of the day, corporate greed is affecting us.
So why
And
are we going to boycott the supermarkets in our community?
I'm not saying a long-term boycott, John. I'm saying one
But
day.
why are we, if we're
Because we
going to
want to set the
boycott?
precedent.
So
that
the precedent, why it's going to impact?
Go ahead, I'm listening. I'm looking at the large stores, and I said the grocery stores, right? A national day of boycotting. Why?
But our grocery stores in our communities don't need to be impacted.
John, at the end of the day, what I'm
MTA.
saying to you,
MTA. But
Why
not
don't we boycott that?
MTA.
you know what?
Because that's more
We're
important.
on the air. We're on the air, and I'm agreeing with you. Whatever it
MTA.
is anything that the National Day of Boycott is going to do, that's what we're going to do. But I do feel that the corporate greed in America has to stop or slow down.
I think it starts with MTA.
So, well,
be honest.
It's not even
one-
MTA. Why MTA also,
MTA is a little bit harder. You know why MTA is a little bit harder, John?
Because people need
Because
to get
people got to go to work.
right?
People got to go to work,
To walk
right?
or drive.
People got to go to work. So they could carpool, they could do this, they could do that, but people got to go to work. And that I don't want to do something that might not be effective. Whether it's gas. I have no issues with MTA. But
I
would
have
that be
issues with
effective?
MTA.
You get what I'm saying, John?
Yeah.
So we have to think about, when we look at corporate greed, what can be effective.
True.
Right? So, yeah, the supermarkets might. It's gas is also a good target. We could do that too, but we have to look at things that will be efficacious in our efforts. Hi, Auntie Maureen. I'm happy to see you too, and thank you for the lobster and crabs that you made the other day. It was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I was half asleep and I ate my lobster. It was delicious. Thank you so much. And I'm still eating your curry goat on rice and peas.
All
So,
right, Roger. You're going on the whole menu thing.
yeah, well, she did good. She celebrated my birthday well. Hey, Madfire, thank you for the birthday wish. So on May 23rd, and we're gonna create the flyer. In the backstages, we can agree on what that would look like, right? That would look like. But America, you can't continue to give me these darn raises, make my paycheck look good,
Congestion
and my
price,
bills are higher,
you bring everything back up.
right? How is it I make so now you move me from $800 a week to $900 a week, but then my give out, you increase light, you increase water, you increase this, you increase that. It's not effective. So I don't want to make more money. I want to be able to save more money, because I believe in generational wealth, and I can't do generational wealth if I'm always in the hole.
True.
Right? So you could give me, you can make me feel good for, say, I'm making $100,000 a year, but if every year I'm paying 150 because you're raising everything, what's the point? I might as well make 50 and save 10 than to make 100 and paying 150. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Right? So we need to figure out that. So on May 23rd, we'll hone it up in our next staff meeting. We'll give you an opportunity. Audience, put it out there. A lot of you are on right now. What are some things that you think we should boycott when we look at the economic burden that has been placed on us here in the United States? Right? So you put it out there as well, put it on the screen. We're reading it, we're following through. Let us know what your thoughts are. New York City Council members rally against Mayor Adams' how many stops veto as he tries to
Explain to me
gonna
that.
override.
Explain to me
Let
that.
me read it first,
Yeah.
John, and then we can talk about it,
Okay.
right? Or you want to read it? Somebody else
No,
want to
no,
read
go
it?
ahead, brother. Go ahead.
All right,
Read
I'll
it.
read it. All right, so city council members and criminal justice advocates stage and at times ruckus rally directly in front of Mayor Adams' office Tuesday to rally against his veto of his How Many Stops Act, a bill that would place new transparency requirements on NYPD officers. Adams, a retired NYPD captain, vetoed the bill last week because he says it buries cops in paperwork and distract them from actual police work. Speaker Adams, the mayor last name is Adams, and the speaker of the city council in New York name is also Adams. Her name is Andreen Adams, who led Tuesday's rally in the City Hall Rotunda, has vowed that her Democratic supermajority will override the mayor's veto and enact the measures despite his opposition.
Okay.
New Yorkers need transparency. The legislation will require that cops log basic information such as estimated age, race, and gender into a department database about every civilian they encounter. That's an expansion of current New York City rules, which only require cops to document information about so-called level 3 stops, where there is a reasonable suspicion of a crime in progress. According to the mayor, the most concerning element of the How Many Stops Act is the proposal to require that all level 1 stops be documented, while level 2 stops require cops to have some founded suspicion of criminal activities. The mayor and NYPD leaders have said a single level 1 stop could take minutes to report, distracting officers from crime. John. This is hurting to the core, huh? You have to think about it.
Yeah, because I want my police officers out on the street dealing with crime, being inundated with administrative paperwork. It does take away from them doing what they need to do out in the street. Everybody wants transparency. We all want transparency until the crime hits our communities. At that point in time, they don't care about transparency. They want the person arrested. They want your neighbor who's playing the loud music. You want the police officers there to stop him because he's playing too much noise and I can't go to sleep. So, you have to juxtapose that issue of transparency and fighting crime. Will this delay officers in doing what they need to do? It's a possibility this can happen. This is a possibility. But right now, we have to stem the tide of crime and what's going on. So there's a fine line, a tightrope you have to walk. But at this point in time, I think that we need our officers in the street. I think this is going to take a little bit too much time from them. So if I was the mayor, I would veto this too.
I think that what people fail to realize is that most crimes happen in Black and brown neighborhoods.
Yep.
Most violent crimes, not all people, I don't speak in absolute, but that's where they're happening. And they have already taken away things that the police officers can't do. We're concerned about the cameras, but now you move police officers from inner cities doing car stops. Not that they can do it, but you removed it by putting up these cameras. You remove police officers coming to accidents unless there's some injury or some imminent danger, right? Now you're saying you don't have anything to do because remove all these things. So we're going to add this component to it. So in Black and brown communities, we need our officers readily available to attend to things that are happening. That's just the bottom line. And if they're stuck with minutia, people are going to get injured. I share the story all the time where when I went to Jamaica and I had the accident last year, right next to a police station, and they didn't even move.
Mhm.
The driver drove away, the truck drove away, and I'm the only person stuck on the street because the police officers were not available.
Is that the same thing in New York now? That when you get into a car accident, that you have to go to the
Yeah, you have
station?
to go to the police precinct yourself and do a report.
This
and
is
call the insurance and
ridiculous.
blah, blah, blah.
This is
Now,
absolutely ridiculous.
the guy who drove the car that hit me got out of his car and he ran away. Got out of the car, left the car right there, and ran away. No
So who
police.
created that rule for New York?
I don't know if it's a rule that was created. Thank you, Anna, for the birthday. Thank you, Star Girl. I might have missed some. If I did, please forgive me. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Right? We can't continue to diminish the importance of the police and then get angry when you don't get the services from the police that you need.
Roderick, say that again. Say that again.
Right?
Say
You
that
cannot
again.
continue to diminish the services of the police and then get angry when they don't show up to your incident. You know how many times I see people, oh, where's the police? Blah, blah, blah. And then you have these people that cuss the police, and the first person they call is the police. You know, UYC Urban Youth Collaborative is the biggest crock of baloney that I see when they're talking about policing, right? It's the biggest crack of baloney. Oh, okay. Our guest will not be available today, so he'll be on next week. He's still stuck in traffic. And some other issues along with that. So he will not be available. So we're gonna try to make sure we schedule him, both of them, for next week as well. So to me, John.
Hold on. You know what? Okay. I don't want to beat. Go ahead, Roger. You finish. I'm sorry. I'm finished. Go ahead, finish.
Do what you need to do. I'm done. I was gonna
No.
go.
You know what I want. You know what I want to talk about. You know what? What I want to talk about is the DA in Georgia doing the Trump case.
Oh,
Okay, Penny. She's making a mess of herself right now.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. Before we bring up the topic, ladies and gentlemen, please remember you're watching The Village. We're dedicated to empowering the community. So we're asking you just to continue to subscribe to our channel. If you have not done that already, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We're trying to build so that it can go. Also, thank you so much for watching, all our dedicated listeners. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Fanny, what is going on with her? What's going on, John?
You know, it's just as we always say, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Yep.
You knew this was this is going to be a highly publicized case. There's nothing wrong with appointing your boyfriend or your love, appointing a person.
Actually, it was an adulterous affair, apparently.
No, hold on. No. I heard he was separated from his wife. They were on a route to a divorce.
But
it was not.
No, I'm saying it was, when I read it, they had she put that in as part of her.
It wasn't adult. No, these acts took after he left the home.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm just saying it. So then, but you don't need to. But you don't need to put that out that it's an adulterous affair because you're not certain. So let's
But I'm
let,
telling you
let's
what.
don't be like
No,
Fox
wait,
News.
John.
All right.
What I'm saying is what she.
That's what's in her divorce decree.
No. What I'm saying is that she
Mm-hmm.
put that in
As part of divorce.
as part of her divorce proceeding. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you and
She
I
gave the
know
receipt too.
legally,
Allegations.
right?
Make sure you
Exactly.
preface
But I'm
that.
saying what the wife did. I'm saying what the wife did.
Okay.
All right. So you're saying,
You know, there's nothing wrong. Legally, there's nothing wrong with her hiring a person that she's in relationship with to prosecute this case. But she needed to make sure all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed, because
it's
at
complete.
some point in time, this was going to come up. So, she didn't prepare herself properly on this.
No, she did not.
And I think that's what it is. And there's nothing wrong if she would have just acknowledged it and says, hey, not even acknowledge, I'm bringing this person on. Hey, I want to let everybody know. Not even that, but it's known that yes, we may be in a relationship, we have a relationship. Let everybody know. But then the optics, it's just bad optics.
That's what it
Maybe
looks like.
ethical issue. It's not illegal. It's just bad optics with
How
everything
does
else,
this
and then
affect the case?
And you know what? One of my issue
it
is,
doesn't impact
John.
the case.
You know what? You know what? One of my issue is, John. She's a black woman, a Democrat, and you know Democrats are going to call for her head almost instantaneously, and she's not going to. So that's another issue. Like, as a person of color, you always have to toe that line,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And it's almost like the expectation of perfection is there when the reality of
All the
perfection
time.
doesn't exist, right?
All the time for us. All the
And
time. We have to go the extra yard to avoid. We have to do the extra yard. Always got to go extra,
yes,
extra, because they're gonna blow things out of proportion. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth when it comes to us being people of color.
Right. It is very much the sad reality that we live in. I don't understand why we need to live in it, but that's what we live in. So yeah, you're right. Like, she had to, and the guy that her significant other, her partner, was is a very qualified attorney. But
And
like
now
John
they're
said,
talking about his qualification. It was personal injury. How can he have such a complex case like this? He's getting paid so much money while the other people are getting paid this. These are all the questions that they were going to go after.
Yep.
We know that. Put it this way, we know that, but then she needed to be better prepared. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah. I think
all.
I think you bring up, that's beyond a valid point, right? Beyond a valid point about what we need to be careful of.
Yeah, because we know they won't come after us with that bullshit, that crap.
And right, and we can't pretend, right? We can't pretend like we're we're not under the microscope.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
Because we are, right? No matter what, we like to think that all things are equal, and as America has changed, and there's no racism in America, and there's no. We like to think that.
Right.
But what's the truth? The truth is there's racism in America. It exists, and we're not immune to it.
According to Nikki Haley, it doesn't.
According to Nikki Haley, but Nikki Haley is an idiot. I don't even think Donald Trump would say that there's no racism in America. All right. And he benefits from racism in America. Right. Right. So I don't even think he would say that. And for her to say that stupidness, we don't even want to go there. So next thing on our Black Women have come. Okay. So we talk about generational wealth on the show all the time, John.
Right.
And I'm proud to say, ladies and gentlemen, let's give ourselves a round of applause. Our Black and brown community have become the fastest growing demographic of stock buyers in America. Somebody's listening to our show, John.
Amen.
And applying it. So,
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi, Danielle. Right?
It's Daniel.
Huh? Oh, Daniel. Yeah, Daniel. I'm sorry. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Not the LLE. Right? we have to invest. We have to take that time
But
and
we have
invest.
to but we have to do our education before we do invest,
Yeah,
because you can go and invest and lose a whole heap of money, and then at the end you don't want to invest anymore. So you have to do your homework
but
in order to invest. Don't
it's
just go to the bank and say, hey, you need to invest, and you just jump into it. No, do your homework, do your due diligence.
what you need to do is to. John talks about it a lot, and I co-sign. Join an investment group,
Right.
right? One of the things about investment is that you can't invest in one area. So you can't just invest in medicine. You can't just invest in cars. You can't just invest in blah, blah, blah. That's why you need to get a financial advisor who can manage your portfolio and help your portfolio to grow. Ladies and gentlemen, the number one way to gain money is to own a business. That's number one. That's the most volatile because it requires time. Number two is investing in stock and bonds. And number three is owning property. Right? Right? Those three ways are the best and fastest ways to gain money. Business, obviously, the more your business grows, the more money you make. The stocks, you watch it, you're getting ready-made money that you can actually allocate. Real estate is good because you're getting rent, you're getting whatever, and the real estate is going up in property. The problem with real estate is that it's hidden wealth, right? Because
Equity.
right, because it goes into equity in the property, right? It goes into equity. So, 5 years from now, you could sell this property and make this much money off the property, double, triple, whatever you paid for it, right? If you do it properly, somebody will pay the mortgage for you because you're renting it out as equity or whatever the case is, and you're building those things. So it's kind of like a little bit hidden, right? The worst way, ladies and gentlemen, is to put the money under the mattress, right? Because it's not insured. The next worst way is just putting all of your money in savings account, right?
Susu, baby. Put in Susu. Put in the Susu.
Yeah,
and then invest your money.
Susu is very good if you're using the money for what it's supposed to be used for.
True.
If you gain the Susu and it's $5,000 and you spend the $5,000, you gain the $5,000, you put into a Roth IRA. You gain the $5,000, you make an investment. You gain the $5,000 and you make a down payment on a house.
Right.
Right? That's good. So you have a $10,000 Susu that takes 2 years, but you get the first draw, the second draw, the third draw, the 10th draw. You have $10,000 to make an investment into something that you want. Right. So it's not a bad thing, but you just have to use it wisely. So I'm glad to see that the young Black investors are taking initiative in the stock market.
Right.
We're not just dependent on sports and entertainment.
No.
Right. Right now we have four athletes who are billionaires. So 4 athletes out of all the athletes, Black athletes in the United States, you have 4: Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, and Tiger Woods. Those are the 4 athletes. And I'm very disappointed that there's no woman on that list. We have a couple investors on the list. Robert Smith is the most famous one, and Oprah Winfrey in entertainment, and Apple, right?
Who's the there's a guy who has more money than Robert Smith.
No,
A Black guy, a tech guy, another tech guy.
Another tech guy, right? So, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I think that one of the things I want to tell parents while I'm at it, and I'm on the bully pulpit right now, is stop pigeonhole your children into particular jobs. You can make money, right? You can make money, and and be rich, right? And be rich from whatever business that you did. The first black millionaire in the United States was Ida B. Wells, and it was about here, right? So you don't pigeonhole your children into things that they might not be able to do. You have you have John on that list. You have David Stewart.
Yeah, I think David Stewart is
David Stewart. He's worth $6 billion.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not telling everybody to be, because you can't be, no matter how much you try. Everybody cannot be cannot be billionaires, right? But you could work towards it, right? So in the United States, you have Robert Smith is still number one at 8 billion, right? You have David Stewart, who's worth 6 billion. Jay-Z has now surpassed Oprah. Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan. We have a Jamaican on it, Michael Lee Chin. Rihanna is now worth $1 billion, but they consider her to be they consider her to be Barbadian, right? I'm sorry, I didn't finish up. Let me just finish this up. The damn phone call messed it up. So, we have, I just told Michael Chin, Alex Karp, who's an information IT person, right? David Stewart is from IT as well, John. That's who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We all have Tiger Woods, who is from sports endorsements, LeBron sports and endorsement, and Tyler Perry, who's from media. And then I just told you about. So we have a few, and the list is growing. So we can take over. We can do what we have to do. So let's get cracking, people. Let's invest in something, do something, be an inventor, and work.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's a good time to start now, John, because it's the beginning of the year.
And the market's doing very well too, man.
Yes.
Very well.
Right. So by the way, Dr. Brian, how is the mayoral? What's your take on the mayoral debates that are going on? Mayoral control debates. You're muted. You're muted, Dr. Brian.
There's one more on Monday.
No, I'm saying, what is your take? What is your take on it so far? Do you think?
I think the last one was the first couple ones were very eventful. Of course, Brooklyn had to be more spicier than everything.
Brooklyn in the house.
By the way, can you explain to the audience what mayoral control is?
So before mayoral control, it was switched over by Bloomberg in 2002, where he mainly took control and responsibility of the school district of New York City. Before Bloomberg, there was 32 school district throughout, and that became a result of discrimination and laws that they put in place in the 60s? Yeah, 60s in regards to actually Brownsville started this because of riots and protests.
Al Van back in the days, Al Van and those guys.
Yes,
Frank Boylan.
Exactly it. Brownsville started it up. So some teachers didn't want to work in certain areas. it had to do with discrimination and racism. So 32 districts were established.
32 school board districts, man.
Yeah,
Highly political.
Well,
Highly.
yeah,
they're actually more than 32. You have District 79, District 75.
right.
Yeah, so it's about
Which is
total
part
of
of
about
that.
36 or 37 school districts overall.
But New York City is considered one school district overall, but
As
32
viewed by the state, right? So right,
absolutely.
by the state.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But with that, the 32, of course, you have different politics involved with it. And equality was not something that was part of that conversation. And of course, corruption and everything that happened. Under Bloomberg, he wanted to focus more on having uniform decisions across the board, having one person responsible for that. That was the reason being that,
Mhm.
hey, if something is going to spread, it's going to spread across equally.
Mhm.
And now under our new mayor, they did not give him 4 years. Every 4 years they renew. Bloomberg was the only one that had 3 years, actually more than 3 years, 12 years of control over the school district. They gave him, hey, he ran another year, boom, they gave it to him. De Blasio had 2 years, the 2 years he ran as mayor.
Or the two
This
terms, you mean?
2 terms that he
Mhm.
ran, which was the 8 years, yeah, 8
Yeah.
years total. And then our mayor was only given 2 years and not the entire 4 years.
Mhm.
So, in June,
That's all the
November,
state legislature. When the state legislature turned Democratic, that's what happened.
a vote has to be decided if they will extend his control over New York City schools or come up with something else. So we've been under mayoral control for over 20 plus years, and they want every year, every time is up, they want to hear from communities, from parents, from teachers, and everyone. So this is the opportunities for people to come out, speak and voice your opinion, and go from there. Now, what has been happening, what I notice is more people look at it's more personal,
Right.
where if I don't like the mayor, I don't want this.
Yeah.
But it needs to be more removed from that and just look at it as, what is this about? One thing I can say, after COVID, it shows that if there was 32 different districts, would we have equality amongst the 32 districts? Think
Right.
about it.
Right. Right. Mhm.
And would communication go across the same way? So I need people to think about all of that. Think about the before, think about the now. There's
Mhm.
good in everything, there's good and bad with everything. And there's
Right.
always ways to make improvement.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
as we voice our opinion, what next? If you're
Right.
saying you don't like something, what would you like? If you say you want something, how can we make it better? So this
Right.
is all to hear people out, to your voice, your decision, your things that we're listening. So overall we are listening. And there's been good and bad, and people share both the good and the bad. So
Mhm.
some school shutdowns, some people were able to grow under it. So this is an opportunity for people to share what they think should be next, if it should continue the same, if there's some changes that need to take place, or what else. So, and do homework. People only look at Chicago, but there's other states that actually have mayoral control altogether.
Mhm.
So Boston still have mayoral control. Check it out. Other states have mayoral control, so check it out.
The word state, but I would say other counties, because the state runs the education, period. So it'll be counties,
Yeah.
or large cities, large metropolis that have mayoral control.
Yeah, just check it out.
Yeah. The thing I don't like about mayoral control, like I don't like the existence of so many charter schools, right? I don't like the existence of so many because they talk about student choice, but if your concept of choice is to pin one person against each other, that's not a choice,
That isn't.
right? If you make this, they make it seem like charter schools is so much better than public schools, and they're not, because they're operating at the same level.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is that there's less fairness economically with charter schools than public school. So, for example, if a principal puts that they have 600 students, they'll get the budget for 600 students.
Mm-hmm.
A public school has to show the 600 students.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't show the 600 students, they will lose the money, whereas a charter school will get the money for the entire year.
Hmm.
So that's a major difference. There's not equity. So it's like
accountability overall for
right.
each one.
So in other words, you're trying to say that this type of school can exist. Right?
Charter schools are public schools. That is
No,
true. A lot
this
of people
type public school, people don't know that. So that
Yeah.
charter schools are
Yeah.
they because they give the appearance that they're private schools, right? But they're not. And the other
Because
thing I don't like either that Bloomberg did on the mail control
Mhm.
is gave parents a lot of things that they did on the mayoral control is create a falsehood,
Mm.
right? You take a school like South Shore High School in Brooklyn,
Mhm.
and you put 8 schools in South Shore High School,
Right.
and
Mhm.
then say they're small schools. No, they're not, right? It's still the same building, right? It's the same building. And so all you're doing is saying you can't go on this floor, you can't go on that floor, you can't go on that floor. It's the same class size. It's
The sense of community is gone
right.
because
The
in
sense of community,
where
right,
it used to be.
right. It's not like so. The issue that people don't understand, there's nothing. You have all of the teachers, and then you don't have a room to wiggle with a teacher.
Mm.
So when you do one floor or segment of a floor, right? When you put everybody on one floor, and you have 2 English teachers, when it's one big school, you have 20 English teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So every school has 2 or 3 English teachers. So now if a child is having a problem with a teacher, they don't have the same teacher every year. You could move to another teacher.
Right.
But it's in the same building.
Mhm.
So people are under the false notion that no, it's not. What they do is have schools compete with each other. So that's one of the issues that I have. What it does do is make it like most teachers will know most students,
Mhm.
right? As opposed to in a larger school where you know the teacher that you're in, and you probably will never have that teacher again.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But
It's just a
in
number.
that one floor, right, that one section, you probably have that same teacher for at least 2 or 3 years, right? So but it's not a small school. A small school is I am building a new building, and what floors 1 through 4, we're lowering the class sizes, we're lifting the expectation, right, by offering multiple classes, different things for students. A large school can offer typing, automotive, certain trade things that is, when you look at the one floor level, there's no budget for that.
Mhm.
right? So you lose out. Now you have to, every school has to have a principal. So now instead of having one principal, you now have 8
Mm-hmm.
or 3 or 4, whatever you break it up into. Every school has to have an AP. Before you used to have an AP that covers all of the English, all of the building, right? With one leader. So now the budget for that building goes more into staffing, but it's bad because you can't offer as many classes or diversity of classes as you were able to do before. Right? John, I don't remember if you remember when you were at Tilden, you were able to take shop. You're able to take.
No, that was at my 11. Yeah, we took the more so at my 11.
Right.
My 11 had a night shop. Yeah.
At Tilden, you had music, you had art, you had this, you had that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A lot of
multiple
extracurricular.
Spanish teachers. You could do multiple languages in a building. Now, when you do one floor, you could only have one language.
So you all should come out. It's in Staten Island, last place, Staten Island, on Monday, the 29th. Come on out.
I'm gonna see if I could try to make it. Monday's gonna be a long day for me. But I'm gonna see.
Stay your behind home, brother. They don't want to see.
Yeah, I should stay my behind home.
Not us.
Right. But the real, it's a real issue because there's so much, John, there's so much falsehood.
And if you can't make it, you can send your testimony. You can still go online. You can send your statement on how you feel about mayor control. You know.
Yeah. So that's
But
coming up. Andre, can you rerun the commercial, please, at the end of the subject? So when we're done,
register if you do want to speak in advance.
Yes.
This is the last one. They did all the boroughs. This is the very last one.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we talk all the time on the show. We talk. Yes. I thank you for all the listeners. I see the numbers. I see all of you out there. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But I also want to make sure that we understand that we can't continue, right? We can't continue to complain, right? The show today is about gratitude. We can't continue to complain about you can't continue to complain about what is happening in your society and you're not stepping forward to do what is necessary to ensure that you're making improvements in your community.
Mm-hmm. Say that again, Roger, because you can't just complain and not have a plan.
Right.
If you're going to complain, have a plan and say, hey, this is not working out. We could do this. We could do that. We could do this. Because a bunch of complaint is just air.
Yeah, true.
And you sound like a complaint without a solution is garbage, right? Roderick, wishing you a happy birthday, wonderful, blessed birthday. May God continue to keep you. Lots of love. Thank you, Sherry, for that wish.
Without mayoral control of.
Well, I don't know if that's true, actually, Brandon. That if without mayoral control, you can't have universal PK. I don't know that's true. Go ahead, Andre, run the commercial.
Yeah.
Footprints Cafes now offers Caribbean flatbreads, available in 11 mouthwatering flavors, including favorites like jerk chicken, curry chicken, honey garlic chicken or shrimp, ackee and saltfish, garlic cheese, and more. Our flatbreads are satisfying and can be enjoyed by the entire family. So make it a flatbread night at Footprints and enjoy the fusion of flavors. These flatbreads are so good, you might just have to fight for that last piece. Good thing there's plenty more where that came from. Get yours today from any of our Footprints locations. Want to enjoy your flatbread at home? Then order on Uber Eats and get it delivered right to your door. We'll see you there.
Mika.
Want to get your personal income tax, business corporate tax, self-employment tax, quarterly tax, payroll tax, or sales tax filing done professionally?
Yeah.
Call U.S. Bear LLC 718-676-0519 and take the worry out of your personal and business life. Tax compliance issues should be left to the pros. So when you want your business to grow, call the pros because a successful business matters. U.S. Bear LLC also handles accounting, bookkeeping, business startups, consultation, real estate, and many more services. Call U.S. Bear LLC 718-676-0519 and ask for Howard DaCosta, CEO, to book a 1-hour evaluation at no cost to you. Take remote control of all your needs and U.S. Bear LLC will follow your lead. Want to work but don't have a social security number?
Yes!
Find out about getting a tax ID to pay your taxes. Call U.S. Bear LLC or log on to www.usbear.com. Team up for success.
Call Howard Housing Solution today for all your real estate needs. Sellers, we can get top dollar for your home, and our vast network of professionals can facilitate your move and help you purchase your dream home in another state. Buyers, we have a pulse on the market and can get you in a home quickly. Property owners, we can manage your property efficiently and allow you peace of mind. So why wait? Call Howard Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560 for your sale, purchase, or property management needs. Conveniently located in East New York, Brooklyn. You can come to us at 577 New Lots Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, or we can visit in the comfort of your home. Call Howard's Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560. Howard Housing Solutions, real estate simplified.
Just to let you know that we're brought to you by Grace Family Adult Social Daycare. Please come out, support them. Feel free to contact them at 646-504-5778. If you have an adult who's home, if you have that adult who's home, bring them out, let them enjoy themselves, and they will definitely come out and have a good time, meet new people, and we talk about mental health, and this is an opportunity for that. Call 646-504-5778, or you can call 347-962-7168. Thank you. Danielle Road, as a former school member in District 23, we had a great opportunity to bring a lot of programs to the district. The parents had workshop to support and school community, to support the school community, but it also had its ups and downs. But I miss those jobs. Yeah, back in the days, you used to have a literal school board in each district, right? To govern that district, which is also good because it made it more local. Like John always talked about politics, making it local. So get involved. Don't just talk. Let's get involved. We're doing our part by bringing information to you.
Yeah, and go out and share.
Before I
Hey,
forget,
Dan has always been out there in the community, so he knows, man.
Yep.
He knows. Daniel, man.
There are many birthdays this week. Hopefully I don't forget any. Tomorrow's my niece's birthday. Happy birthday to TK.
And also, there's a wake tomorrow for Viola Plummer.
Said the funeral, right? Also, want to wish happy birthday to Janice. Her birthday was 2 days ago. Happy birthday to my boy Paige, Lorraine, Taji. I'm missing so many. Happy belated birthday to Assembly member Monique Waterman, which was earlier in the about a week and a half ago. I didn't get a chance to do that. Happy birthday to Paulette Forbes, Paula Sekali. There's so many birthdays.
Happy birthday, Miss Forbes. Happy birthday.
Yes, and I did say my cousin Andrew a couple. Yeah. So happy birthday to everyone. I'm sure I missed somebody, and I apologize for that. But
the whole month of January. There you go, because January is coming to end.
All right, my village. I just want to thank them for always their support, listening to us on these Thursday nights for 2 hours. We really appreciate the support you have given us. So I just want to say thank you on my behalf, and you have a good evening. What about you, Dr. Bryant?
I say the same to all our listeners, and also to a happy birthday to our fearless leader. Keep pushing along. Your strength empower us. You know,
Amen.
Yes.
strength through everything. You keep pushing and sharing with the community and others, and educating people as you go along. So kudos
Bless,
to you.
bless, bless.
God continue
Roderick,
to
Yeah.
shine on you, my friend,
Thank
with
you.
good health.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have run out of time. Please hit this. Please hit the subscribe button. Go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Let us know, give us some feedback, how we need to improve. Be straightforward. We love it. We want to hear from you. So you've been watching, viewing, sharing, participating on The Village, where we are dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us in realizing our dreams at any age, at any point, starting from today. Where success is not just spoken, it is done. What are you doing to be successful? Thank you, everybody. And we want to hear from you. Share, participate. God bless each and every one of you. To everybody who's part of The Village, God bless. Have a great night.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
oh, give me a
Happy
break.
birthday. Happy
Sing
birthday.
too, John.
Heck no.
All right.
Roderick, bless up, bless up.
Bless up. Bless up. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great night.
Good night.